Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Topix here, and today we're diving deep into a massive shakeup in the airline world. Southwest Airlines in the firestorm over their decision to ditch the iconic two bags fly free policy. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our breakdowns on travel, business, and the wild world of airlines. This is a big one, folks, and we've got a lot to unpack. Southwest's CEO, Bob Jordan, recently said the airline is crushing it, despite the backlash. Is he right, or is this a risky move? Buckle up, because we're going full throttle for this one. Let's get started. Southwest Airlines has been a game changer since it took flight in 1971. Founded on the idea of affordable, no-frills travel, they carved out a niche as the budget-friendly airline for the everyday traveler. One of their standout perks: the two bags fly free policy. For decades, while other airlines like Delta, United, and American tacked on fees, $30, $35, even $40 for a single checked bag, Southwest lets you check two bags, no charge. It was a traveler's dream, especially for families, vacationers, or anyone hauling extra gear. This policy, paired with no change fees and open seating, made Southwest the go-to for loyal customers who love the simplicity and savings. I mean, who doesn't love not shelling out extra cash just to bring a suitcase? But then, boom, March 2025 hit, and Southwest dropped a bombshell. They announced they'd start charging for checked bags, $35 for the first, $45 for the second, effective for bookings made on or after May 28, 2025. That's right. The policy that defined Southwest for over 50 years is gone for most travelers. The news sent shockwaves through the travel community. Social media exploded with reactions, and not the good kind. Ex-posts were brutal. Some called it a betrayal. Others said Southwest was selling its soul for $35. One user even tweeted, "Southwest, you just lost me forever." The outrage was real, and it's easy to see why. This was a perk that set them apart in a cutthroat industry. So when CEO Bob Jordan stepped up and said, "We're just crushing it," it raised eyebrows. Crushing it? Really? Let's dig into what's happening here. Why the change? The business behind the bags. To understand this, we need to look at the airline industry's big picture. Flying isn't what it used to be. Since the pandemic, airlines have faced skyrocketing fuel costs, labor shortages, and razor-thin profit margins. Budget carriers like Southwest, which rely on low fares to draw crowds, have been hit hard. In September 2024, Southwest leadership crunched the numbers and estimated that charging for bags could bring in $1.5 billion in annual revenue. That's a massive boost for an airline trying to stay in the black. But here's the catch. They also projected a potential $1.8 billion loss in business from customers who ditched Southwest over the end of free bags. That's a net loss, at least on paper, so why take the gamble? Well, it's not just about bags. Southwest is in the middle of a major overhaul. At the Bernstein Strategic Decisions Conference in May 2025, CEO Bob Jordan laid out a bold vision. He said these changes, bag fees, the end of open seating, and more, could add $4.3 billion to earnings by 2026. That's a huge number, and it shows Southwest is playing the long game. The airline's been under pressure from investors, especially activist groups like Elliott Investment Management, who've been pushing for better profits. Jordan and his team see bag fees as a way to stabilize finances, streamline operations, and compete with the big players. See, Southwest was handling way more bags than other airlines, nearly double, according to Jordan in a March statement. All those free bags slowed down boarding, delayed flights, and cost money in labor and logistics. Charging for them might lighten the load and get planes in the air faster. Let's break down the details. As of May 28, 2025, if you book a Southwest flight, you'll pay $35 for your first checked bag and $45 for the second. That's pretty standard. Delta, United, and American charge similar rates, usually $35 to $45 for the first bag, depending on the route. But Southwest isn't leaving everyone high and dry. There are exceptions. Rapid Rewards, A-List, and A-List. Preferred members still get 2 free check bags. Business Select Fare buyers get the same deal. And if you have a Southwest co-branded credit card, you're covered for 1 free bag. So if you're a frequent flyer or a loyal customer with status, you might not feel the pinch. But for the average traveler, say a family of 4 heading to Disney World, this adds up fast. 2 bags each way could mean $160 extra per person. Round trip. That's a budget buster for a lot of folks. The shift makes sense operationally. Fewer free bags mean less wait on planes, faster turnarounds, and maybe even better on-time performance. But it's a tough sell to customers who pick Southwest because it was different. For years, their marketing leaned hard into bags fly free with catchy ads and slogans. It was a brand promise, a reason to choose them over a competitor. Now they're aligning with the industry standard, and some fans feel like Southwest lost its edge. Is this the price of survival, or a misstep that'll cost them more than they gain? Let's talk about the backlash. When the news broke, X turned into a battleground. Passengers vented their frustration with posts like, "Southwest, you were my ride or die, but $35 a bag? I'm out." Another user predicted, "They'll get crushed by consumers in the next 3 to 6 months." Hashtags like "Chronowerano Southwest Betrayal" and "Jump Bags Fly Free No More" trended for days. Some travelers shared stories of booking with Southwest for years because of the policy, only to feel let down now. One family posted, "We're a group of 6. Bag fees just added $500 to our trip. Guess we're trying Delta." It's clear this hit a nerve. The policy wasn't just a perk, it was part of Southwest's identity, a symbol of their customer-first vibe. Not everyone's mad though. Some loyalists on X defended the move, saying, "If you're A-list or have the credit card, you're fine. Stop whining." Others pointed out that bag fees are normal. Southwest was the outlier for holding out so long. Still, the anger's loud, and it's not just online. Travel blogs and forums are buzzing with debates. Some analysts worry this could hurt Southwest's customer base, especially leisure travelers, who make up a huge chunk of their business. Will the outrage fade, or will it drive people away for good? That's the million-dollar question, or I guess the $1.5 billion question. Now enter CEO Bob Jordan. In a recent statement, he said, "We're just crushing it on the operations front. Very, very proud of folks. And we are showing very, very strong cost discipline." He acknowledged the bag fee change, noting there's a lot of interest in Southwest's new direction. He also highlighted the perks for loyal customers. If you have status or the credit card, you can still get a bag free. To Jordan, this is a success story. He's touting smoother operations, fewer delays, better efficiency, and tight cost control. And there's some evidence he's got a point. Southwest's on-time performance has ticked up slightly in early 2025 data, and their stock price climbed 2.1% in pre-trading after the bag fee news. Investors seem to like the direction, even if some passengers don't. But crushing it, that's a bold choice of words. To frustrated flyers, it might sound out of touch, like the C-suite isn't hearing the ground-level grumbles. Jordan's betting on a bigger picture, operational wins and a fatter bottom line. He's not wrong that the industry's changed. Bag fees are standard, and Southwest was the last holdout among major U.S. carriers. But the timing and tone feel tricky. With customers already upset, saying "we're crushing it" risks fanning the flames. Is this confidence backed by results or a PR stumble? We'll see as 2025 rolls on. The bag fees aren't the only shift. Southwest rewriting its playbook. Last July, they announced the end of open seating. Yep, the free-for-all where you pick your spot when you board is gone. Now they're moving to assigned seats just like the big airlines. This change, rolling out in 2025, aims to appeal to business travelers and boost revenue with premium options. They've also tweaked flight credits. Credits issued on or after May 28, 2025, expire in 6 months or a year, depending on the fare, ditching the old never expire policy. These moves scream transformation. Southwest's trying to shed its bare-bones image and compete with the big three, Delta, United, and American. It's a risky pivot. For years, Southwest brand was simple and cheap. No bag fees, no seat assignments, no fuss. That won hearts, especially for budget travelers. Now they're looking more like everyone else, and some worry they're losing their soul. On the flip side, the airline's adapting to a new reality. Low fares alone can't sustain them with costs rising. Assigned seats might lure corporate flyers who want predictability, and bag fees match industry norms. But at what cost? If Southwest becomes just another airline, will loyalists stick around? Let's zoom out. The airline industry is a tough gig. Fuel prices are volatile, up 15% from 2024 to early 2025 per industry reports. Labor costs are climbing, with pilots and crew demanding better pay after years of strain. And competition's fierce, with ultra-low-cost carriers like Spirit and Frontier undercutting fares, while premium airlines tempt travelers with perks. Southwest's caught in the middle. They can't slash fares forever without extra revenue streams like bag fees. Look at the numbers. In 2024, U.S. Airlines made $6.8 billion from baggage fees, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. Southwest was leaving money on the table. They're not alone in changing. Delta and United have hiked bag fees in recent years, and ancillary revenue, fees for bags, seats, Wi-Fi, is now a lifeline for the industry. Southwest held out on bags longer than anyone, but the pressure's been building. Investors want profits, and activist groups like Elliott have pushed for a shakeup. Jordan's team sees this as survival. $4.3 billion in earnings by 2026 could fund new planes, better tech, or more routes. But if customers bail, that projection's in jeopardy. So is Southwest crushing it like Bob Jordan says? On one hand, the signs are promising. Smoother operations, a stock bump, and a big earnings goal suggest they're on track. Bag fees could ease the strain of too many bags, and aligning with industry standards might keep them competitive. Plus, keeping free bags for loyalists and credit card holders is a smart nod to their core fans. The stock market's cautiously optimistic, and early 2025 reports show bookings haven't tanked yet. But the risks are real, customer loyalty's at stake. Leisure travelers, a huge part of Southwest's base, might jump ship to budget rivals or grudgingly pay up and resent it. The outrage on X and beyond shows trust has taken a hit. If the $1.8 billion loss in business outweighs the $1.5 billion from fees, this could backfire. And the bigger question, does Southwest still stand out? Without free bags and open seating, they're less unique, more like the pack. Jordan's banking on efficiency and revenue to carry them, but if the backlash grows, crushing it might turn into getting crushed. For you, the traveler, this means changes. If you're a casual flyer, budget $35 or $45 per bag and check the rules. Book before May 28th, 2025, and you might dodge the fees for now. Rapid Rewards members and credit card holders, you've got some wiggle room, but plan ahead. Trips in late 2025 and beyond could cost more. Maybe it's time to pack light, join the loyalty program, or grab a Southwest card. Or, will you shop around? Delta, United, and others aren't cheap either, and budget carriers like Spirit might save cash but skimp on comfort. Your move depends on your priorities: cost, convenience, or loyalty to Southwest vibe. What do you think? Is Southwest crushing it, or are they risking too much? Will you still fly with them, or are you packing your bags for another airline? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear if this changes your travel game. Have you already booked a flight since the news? How's it hitting your wallet? If you enjoyed this deep dive, give it a thumbs up, share it with your travel crew, and subscribe for more on airlines, travel tips, and business news. We'll keep watching Southwest to see if they soar or stumble. Thanks for sticking with me through this one. Safe travels, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.